What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Feeling good, feeling great.
No, Mrs. Yawn just explains it all.
Yeah.
You said happy Tuesday and she's like, this again?
Yeah. So, some of us passed out before we were supposed to record.
You know what? Some of us includes you.
No, because you went and closed the door, and you're like, I'm going to go take a nap. And I'm sitting there like,
I waited. I waited to hear that you weren't flipping through the TV, and like that's usually a good sign that you fell asleep on the couch.
What? Guys.
I've lived here long enough.
Guys.
It's usually a sign you're asleep.
Guys. When someone's like, I'm going to go lay on a heating pad because my back's going
back
crazy.
Was killing me.
I expect you to go lay on the heating pad, and then we're going to go.
Sleepy.
Then we're going to go record the podcast right after, just like you said.
What? I worked hard, okay? And then it made me sleepy, and so there you go.
Where's my work hard? Where's my pat on the back?
There.
I want money. I don't
that
want
was
a pat
evidence.
On the back.
No, you said pat on the back. There you go.
Pat on the back. In my language, means like $50 bills.
Nah. But yeah, you totally were sleeping too. Don't even try to tell me.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Yes,
That's besides the point. Man.
Besides, what's subsides?
I'm not said beside. I just said it too fast.
Okay, sure.
Dog, it's a Jamaican, man. Relax.
Sure, let's go with that.
I said beside.
Okay.
Okay, if I said it, I just said it fast and it just slurred. Okay, sometimes I slur words.
You drunk?
Drunk in love. Ow.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, you ever finalize your little powwow with your boys?
All right, let's not talk about me and my guys. We're just gonna go to the strip club. It's all good.
What?
So what is going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of PagingTheSimpsons. I'm joined with my lovely fiance.
The shooketh Lauren.
Better than the stressed out Lauren.
You know what?
I'd rather you be shooketh than stressedest.
Last week it was like a stressful like 5 days in a row of just constant stress. Couple mental breakdowns. It's all good. It happens.
How you doing now?
I'm in between.
Yeah.
There's still a healthy amount of stress because of, the wedding's in 3 weeks, so it's still there.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm on top of stuff and it's,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, I feel so bad for you. Man,
shut up. The men do not have to do shit for the wedding, so I don't want to hear it.
I still have to get up around the same time you do. Like,
what?
I'm still getting up around the same time you do.
I'm not talking about just the wedding day, my love. I'm talking about all the planning that goes into it. You guys don't have to do shit.
Well, to be fair, who wanted the wedding?
I don't care. That doesn't matter. No, the wedding is still something between the two of us.
But who wanted it more?
Does not matter.
9 times out of 10.
If you agreed to it, then you should pull the weight.
I didn't agree to it.
But this is a thing across all guys.
agreed to the marriage, not the wedding of like the whole ceremony.
You agreed to the wedding because we're having one.
I didn't agree to that.
Sure.
I wanted some cheat thing. Invite close family. I don't need the whole extra stuff. Save money for a house.
Right. Sure.
Sure. What do you mean? Sure. Duh.
You agreed to it. That's why we're having it.
No.
You liked the venue. Remember when you were all like, "Oh yeah," you were into it too.
Yeah.
Don't even front.
Before we
trying to sound like
went for venues,
man.
I swear to God that I was like, I don't care about this whole flashy thing. I just want to go to a simple place
flashy.
and have it. It's flashy to me.
It's a wedding.
Don't see a need
it's not
for
like crazy flashy.
Oh my God. All right. We can agree to disagree. Okay.
She couldn't get her itch because her foot was hitting the table.
So, guys, we're going to get into it and don't mind us. Because this Friday is going to be Black Friday, we're going to skip the wedding update. We'll have that for you guys
December 6th.
Yeah, we'll have that for you guys next Friday. Just an update, like pretty much the last update leading up to the wedding of
dun, dun, dun.
I would appreciate if you didn't cut me off. Watch, we're gonna be saying we're gonna be saying our vows, and I'm gonna be like, Lauren, I love you because wait, I gotta say something first.
No,
that's gonna be you.
I am not.
That's gonna be you.
No, I'm gonna be blubbering.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, yo, hold your tears. I'm trying to talk.
You cannot tell me to hold my tears. That's just ridiculous.
Just put them in your hands. Just let that
literally hold them.
Hold that puddle.
Just do not let them seep through your fingers. If one falls, that's it. We're getting this annulled right now.
God. Yeah. So if you can't support your own tears, then you can't support
every
us.
single little one. You have to baby them.
Oh my god. So man, I want to start off with this topic. It's gonna tank the little happy vibe we got now, but I want to talk about this because we talked on a few episodes ago. We talked about toxic relationships, and this was regarding the Boston.
This is just going a whole other way.
Relax.
We went from little happy wedding and marriage to toxic relationships.
Oh my god! But I want to talk about this because this was back from with the Boston couple where the guy jumped off the parking lot garage like 30 minutes before his graduation.
Yeah.
So his girlfriend is now pleading not guilty. Yeah, pleading not guilty.
Of course she is. She doesn't want to plead guilty.
That is wild.
Be in trouble.
And I want to play. So her trial. I believe it's the plaintiff was like literally going over everything as to why this girl is guilty.
Duh.
It's a whole like 7-minute clip, but I want to play a minute and 40 seconds of this because it kind of details what she did to make this turn into the situation it is now. So I'm going to play this for you guys, and then we're going to jump into our thoughts on this because it's wild.
Campus Health Center's emergency services hotline about the defendant. They were told that there was, quote, no imminent danger. Between March 29th of 2019 and his death on the morning of May 20th, Mr. Urtula and the defendant exchanged 75,337 messages, with the defendant sending 47,130 of those. The breakdown of those text messages per day is staggering and reveals a cyclical pattern wherein a huge quarrel led to an exchange of thousands of messages, followed by a day or two of calm and an exchange of only a few hundred messages. Call logs obtained also make clear that they were constantly communicating via FaceTime as well. These text messages demonstrate the power dynamic of the relationship. Both the defendant and Mr. Urtula discussed how the defendant owned Urtula, how he was her slave, and how Mr. Urtula ceded his autonomy to the defendant as a condition of the relationship. For example, Mr. Urtula wrote, "You own me, all of me, only you. You have complete control of me emotionally and physically, and you dictate my happiness. You owning all of me includes everything. What I think, what I feel, you own all of that. All of my history, everything. Anything you want, I want to give it to you. Your happiness is my only priority." By March of 2019, the defendant succeeded in isolating Mr. Urtula from all his friends from Boston College, individuals who she viewed as a threat to their relationship. She required Mr. Urtula to block their phone numbers and block them on social media, and to also send her screenshots and screen recordings of his blocked call list and text messaging history to prove he was not communicating with them.
Wow.
So during that whole thing,
the whole like, oh my god.
So this is her. She was literally for the whole like 7 minutes that the plaintiff was going. No, her.
Is it them too?
Yeah, I know, but I'm pointing to her. Like she for the whole time she was just sitting there like nothing on her face. She was just
no reaction.
Like, dog. I feel like this is common, and I'm not even gonna say it's a women thing. I just feel like it's a common thing in relationships where this is like, where this has to be like this toxic power dynamic, and this is like a super prime example where it's like, it's so disgusting. Like this girl was like screen captures, screenshots of all these girls that you're blocking and blocking their numbers on social media, like all this stuff. Like, it's so disgusting. And I feel like it's such a common thing in this day and age because of what we're in. If you're in a relationship, or if you have to be in a relationship that's run like that, you might as well not be in one. Mm-hmm. Because you have these trust issues that you have to work through. Like, and to the point where this guy's sitting here and writing out or texting her whatever this came from, where the plaintiff was breaking it down saying, like, you own all of me, like, I want to make you happy, this and that and all stuff. And I'm sure women love to hear that and all that stuff, and it's like, it's just...
No.
Dog.
That's a little extra. I don't want no. The whole like every like emotion and thought and all like everything is dictated by you and in like all this. I'm like, okay, that's a little far.
You as an adult now say that, yes. But I would like to say you and a lot of other people that are younger, that like are teenagers, want their boyfriend or girlfriend to say that.
Well, no, to that degree, I still think it's far. I'm not saying that. Yeah, younger me loved the whole like. I don't know what's the example I'm looking for.
You wanted
like you're always on my mind, and you're always it's all about you, and you know whatever the phrases are.
Like it's all like I want all your attention.
And it's like, here's the thing, because, you know, and I was thinking about it because it's like, you know, you brought up vows and like all this different stuff. And it's like, I still think it's cute when someone says like, you're my everything, but knowing that it does, like, as long as you know, it also doesn't literally mean like you're the only person that matters in my life, because that's where the difference is.
I take words literally, so I don't say that just out of fear of you or anyone like using that against me in a way, because it's like I don't not that I don't literally mean you're my everything, but it's like you're a part of what makes my everything.
Right. I'm just saying, well, because if we were to say it, it's like we know.
Of course,
we're not like this person being like, no, like literally. If you have any other relationships with people or breathe or like, you know, like anything.
Yeah.
That's extreme. But like, so I think there's cute sayings and stuff and stuff like that. But the whole, and it's interesting because I still believe, you know, like I know with you, like you cross my mind a lot every day. Like whether, you know, I'm talking to people, you know, I'm doing makeup with and they want to talk about, you know, are you in a relationship or how's the wedding going or whatever it is. So there's that. And then there's also my alone time when it's like, I don't know, just a memory will pop in my head or like a show will remind me of you or something like that. So like you definitely still cross my mind a lot every day. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not one of those people that's like, I think of nothing else besides you.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in this world that I love to do if it's not with you, or like if you know what I mean, because like that's where yeah, I've grown up and things change over time and you mature and you find stuff that you like by yourself or the stuff that is important to you, whether you're with the person or not. Because, you know, I tell everybody when they always ask, they're like, how long have you been doing makeup? And I'll say 9 years. And they're like, oh, wow, that's a long time. And I always tell them, I'm like, yeah, there's nothing I love to do more than it. And that's what I want to do forever. And it's like, I couldn't imagine not being able to have that, you know, because I feel like, I could be in a situation, in a relationship where the person maybe doesn't like that that I am career driven or have this passion, that it's not just you know, oh, be miserable at your 9 to 5, make money and then be only happy with me, like kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't know, like I feel like this is so common though. Like, well, one of the parts I didn't put in here because again it's 7 minutes, so I just put like the back end of it. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, man. Oh, there we go. So, as this guy was, like, out, whether he was out with friends or you know, hanging out at some event or something, she constantly used the whole thing, like, I'm going to hurt myself or whatever. And his friends were always saying, like, he always had to, like, leave with, like, some sense of urgency and, like, concern on his face. And he's sitting there, like, he's telling them, like, oh, no, I don't know what her name is, but, like, he's like, oh, she's going to go hurt herself or something. And it's like, his friends are in a sense like they're being witnesses because they're seeing this relationship play out and how like toxic she was to him, and it's so nasty.
I feel like if I was one of his friends, I would have asked if anything ended up happening, and if he kept saying no, like I feel like I would have tried to get out of him what exactly was happening there if it was a repetitive thing.
It's tough being that friend and knowing where your boundary is, because
I get it.
We've all been in situations with when we like someone and we want things to work out, and it's like we're in a currently like a rocky place, and it's like everyone's telling me I should go, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like things can work out, and we just got to get over this. And it's like, it's just,
yeah.
In a situation like that, I can understand where this guy had blinders on and didn't see that, like, yeah, she's being super controlling and manipulative
It's hard when you're in it.
Of his life, and it's just like,
yeah,
wow.
no, I'm always that friend who, like, I'll just make sure that, like, the friend is happy, and, you know, like, I may give mild suggestions, or I may kind of, like, I don't know, put a little input, but I'm also not trying to, like, completely dictate what they do, because I don't know what happens behind closed doors. It's not my life, and also, even though we're friends doesn't mean that even we're the same or want the same things. So it's like, you know, and so I'll always just kind of end it with, like, as long as you're happy, that's what I want for you. Like, I just, like, for real. And then you just kind of hope for the best. So it's hard.
It bugs me so much. And it's like one of the things I fear, like, whenever it comes down the road, we have kids and stuff like that, is hoping that because I can't control friends and all that stuff. Right. But, like, one thing you can control in a sense is your kids, and, like, kind of imposing, like, hey, I hope you're not treating someone like this, or I hope someone isn't treating you like that. Yeah. Because no one should be, like, essentially, sorry, Missy, but no one should be controlled like a dog. No person should be like, oh man, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't, like.
Right. I told you to sit, so you sit.
Like, who are you to, like, tell me how I should live my life? And if someone is doing that, then you have to get out of it.
It says something. Even a dog challenges you, okay? So, like, if a dog is gonna challenge you when you're being like, oh, sit, or whatever it is, like, a human is much more advanced. A human has other, you know, layers and parts to life. You know, it's like prison at that point.
Yeah, and, like, well, it's that's the funny thing, because it's like I have all this freedom. I'm out here, like, in college or high school, whatever, living my life, and here I go where I like someone. Yeah. I hope to see a future with this person, but they're telling me, if they love me, I have to, you know, stop talking to my friends and, you know, delete this girl, or stop talking to this girl, or stop going to this class because this girl's in it and she doesn't like her. Like, all these things that are controlling, and vice versa for, you know, guys that do this to women, because this happens no matter what situation. Yeah, I just had to, like, update on that situation, because it's nasty hearing what she did, and then hearing, like, her friends, like, what they're telling the plaintiff about, like, yeah, we saw this.
Hers?
Like, what? No, the guy's friends.
Oh, I thought you said her friends.
Man, does
she have friends?
Probably not many. And would you really want to associate with that person?
Yeah, she probably doesn't, because she just wants to control people.
And it's like,
so it's probably just whoever is. I mean, it's sad, but it's whoever is kind of weak enough to just be controlled.
Yeah. And here's the next thing: I don't want to associate with someone that is that controlling and pretty much killed their boyfriend. If she didn't push him physically, yes, I
was just wondering if before she had.
If she didn't push him physically, she pushed him mentally to his death.
Absolutely. No, that's a real thing, and, you know, it's talked about more. That I've always said that I feel like emotional scars hurt and last way longer than any physical can. Mm-hmm. Like, physical stinks, but you also have to think, because even with physical comes an emotional aspect. Yeah. So it's like, with every form of abuse, there's emotional abuse with it, or, you know, and it's just, it's an awful thing to have to deal with. So it's like, yeah, if you're just there getting beat down all the time, and wow, what? She just farted. Okay. Oh my god.
All right, dog. All right, just don't mess up the headset and all this stuff.
Woo! All right, yep. You guys know where I was going with that, though.
I don't. It's
just terrible to be beat down emotionally, is what I'm saying. And that, yeah. Eventually you'll get to a point where you got to go one of two ways. You either start to rise above it and you can start to get help with it and stuff like that, or, you know, it pushes you, unfortunately, the other way. And it does that to a lot of people. And it stinks, but it's almost, I mean, it's justified, because, yeah, you're just going down and down, and we're only human. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I'm with you.
Wow.
And also, that's karma for anything that you've done to me in the last 24 hours.
Man, shut up.
Oh,
I
man.
can't believe she did that. I feel like she hasn't farted in a long time, or at least we haven't smelled any.
It's because of that good
That
banana
was-
she had earlier.
It probably was. No, and the treats that she had yesterday at the pet store when I went to pick up her food.
It's part of the treats.
Oh, but she...
Because
Wow.
banana she like...
That was nasty.
Woo.
All
right.
Sorry, guys. That was not expected.
Man, all right. So you got here about Victoria's Secret show ends. Let's get
and
into
with
it.
it's kind of with both of those.
Man, take the lead, girl.
No, so I saw a tweet. I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw it. How?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. How?
But let everyone else know what you saw.
Victoria's Secret. I mean, everyone probably knows by now, but Victoria's Secret has finally. It's like the end of an era, and they've ended their runway show. I forget what it's called every year. It's the show that around the holidays of all the angels and stuff, and they have the wings and all that, and the lingerie, and yeah. And so they're not doing it this year, and it's done, which is a massive thing because basically this comes on the heels of, I think it was last year or the year before, when they it had to be last year, when they basically said how like trans people and was it people? No, it wasn't people of color because they have people of color. It's trans people and I think maybe just plus size people.
Bigger people.
They're not part of the fantasy. And so that was a whole outrage, obviously, because that's insulting. And yeah, so now they're just done. And it's like, I feel like we've seen a decline in Victoria's Secret this year. I know they were struggling at the beginning of the year, and it's like for good reason, because you have that, and then you also have Rihanna's brand, Savage by Fenty, that is now growing, and they're completely diverse in who they use. And yeah.
Well, so didn't Abercrombie and Finch, I think they had the same, I probably mispronouncing the name, Abercrombie.
Was it Abercrombie or Hollister?
I think it's Abercrombie. It was a Hollister.
They had like the CEO was a dick or something.
Yeah. And he was like, they're not made for. So it's kind of falling into that same
yes
thing.
And let me tell you, that was no joke. When the 1 or 2 times I went to those stores in high school, and I was probably around what I am now, like just kind of an average kind of person, and I went to those stores and I was I think an XL in everything, and that was like the best that was gonna fit me. When I tell you how small the smalls were, and I understand that, yes, I'm not trying to put down people who are that small either, because we do need the entire range. But I'm saying, like, it was intentional that it's like those stores.
They focus on that one.
It wasn't just a normal small, like an average extra small, medium, large, like the sizes that you would find at most stores, so that at least you know what your size is. No, it was like almost like it was shrunk in the dryer and then put on the shelf. Like, and so that for me as, a teenage girl, it felt crappy.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, as much as you want to believe, oh, you're not going to be told what you are by the sizes and stuff, it's hard, especially for girls and women, because of how the sizing works. But it just, that was.
So my thing with this.
So I wasn't surprised.
Like, I feel like Victoria's Secret has kind of been like slowly. Didn't they file for bankruptcy like a year ago?
Right, like
or something
happened.
They've been slowly like on a decline because it's like there's so many options for what they're providing that people are going elsewhere for it.
Yep.
And if you're going to continue to sit there and be like, hey, I'm only sitting for the thinner women, that's our demographic, we want to stick with that, you're not really going to work out there, because I feel like that's also a turnoff to the people that are thinner, and they're like, okay, you don't support, like, my friend that's a little bigger, or my mom that's a little bigger, or something. Like, I feel like, it may not affect everyone, but, like, I feel like you start looking at it and be like, should I spend my money with this company that's also like discriminating against like my other friends and family that are a little bit bigger than me and can't come to Victoria's Secrets to feel sexy and they have to go elsewhere? Right.
And it's not for nothing. It's the same as like, okay, Chick-fil-A, which they recently announced that apparently they stopped with their
donations to anti-LGBTQ communities.
Yeah. After like, how long did that take? But it's the same concept that it's like, even if you're not a part of it, do you as an ally still bring your dollars there? Like, it's the same kind of thing.
But here's the thing, because Victoria's Secrets, they're normally in malls. I don't think they have like their own standalone store. And it's like,
I don't think so.
You're going to die off like sooner than later. Like, malls are dying.
Malls are, oh my gosh, yes.
And I feel like people get their bras online. I don't have an actual number on this. I'd like to say
yes and no. See, I say that because like me, I still haven't. I'm one of those people though that even like my shoes and shirts and stuff, I struggle getting stuff online just because, again, even in women's sizes, you never truly know what size you are. There's a meme of this online, and it's like all pairs of jeans, right? And they all, you can tell by the way they're laid out, they're all like slightly different. And it says, these are all a women's size 8. Do you see our struggle? Like, you never can go into a store and just be like, I'm definitively this size. Mm-hmm. So for me, I tend to avoid it. But then there are those companies like Savage and Third Love, I think, is the one that has apparently really good bras that are supposed to be super fitted right or something. Like, there are the ones that are emerging. And I mean, obviously they have to because online culture is just a thing. So, yes and no
I feel like
is my answer.
I think I just saw like a BuzzFeed video go up, or someone that I am subscribed to on YouTube, like, has some video of like how to size yourself for a bra for online. I just saw this like probably like a day or two ago. So like, I mean, there's videos out there that could help you if you don't know. Sometimes companies do have like a website of like, hey, if you get a tape measure and you do this. So
they do. I think for me too, a reason I haven't gone with the Third Love bras, because I looked it up because I was like, oh, they fit really well, blah, 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 is because they're just really expensive. I mean, that's another part that's deterred me.
Which makes no sense, because it's like if you don't have the building, what's your overhead? You're just selling the product and that's it.
I don't know, because they could claim, better material or better lasting or better whatever it is.
Nah, bro. I'm just going to go to Rihanna. And
to be fair, pretty much all bras, it's not like they're cheap. They're never cheap to begin with. So then it's just a tier of like, do you want to spend $40 or $120 a bra? Like, you know.
So it's just a monopoly, like, because it's a necessity.
It's insane because nobody wants to wear a bra. Like,
I mean, you don't have to.
I know, and I know some people do that, and good for them, but I'm still at that point where I'm like,
Dog, I don't see it a lot, but when I see it, I try to like, I treat it like, okay, I don't mean to be offensive to anyone. I treat it like when I see a smaller person, and it's like, I don't want to look.
Well, wow, that's rude.
See, I don't mean to be rude, but
the way you said it just was rude.
But it's like, because I want to treat you as a normal person, so I don't want to like look at you and be like, oh man. So what you
actually mean is you don't want to stare offensively, but you want to be able to talk to the person like a normal person.
I mean, I'm not going to talk to you if I see you at a store and you have your nipples poking out of your shirt, but yeah. Nonetheless, I'm going to treat you like the same person.
I don't know.
Why would someone at the store come up to me? I don't know you. Like, are you gonna say, hey, how does this outfit look?
Oh my gosh.
Like, but I'm just saying, that's the best way I could explain it, is like, I would treat it just like I would see a little person. Mm. Yeah, I feel judgment happening
a
right
little
now.
bit. I don't know. I just think the way you...
It's not rude. I'm not... Like, I'm just saying, that's just how I feel. Like, I don't mean to be, mean or anything, but that's just... Yeah, like, I would treat you like this, like a normal person, all that stuff, and do you. I feel like some guys would probably be rude and, like, make a noise or make it awkward for that person, but like, or like some women may get offended because they have their kid around and like, oh, I don't want my kid, like, as if the kid knows what that is. Like, I don't know.
But also, okay, because as we grow up, we sexualize boobs. The kid won't look at it like that.
The kid isn't going to look at it like that.
That's what I'm saying. I said they won't look at that like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, anyways, we kind of went on a tangent. So yeah, so their show ended, which, I mean, I honestly never watched it. And like, it wasn't a thing to me. It was whatever. And I thought, I heard last year, I didn't see it, but I heard last year the cute thing was that Adam Levine's wife was in the show because she's a model. And so she was in the show, and like she was walking like, and he was singing like the Girls Like You song, and apparently it was adorable, which I could see is adorable. So I'm like, okay, fine, that's cute, but that's the only good thing I have to say there. So yeah, anyways, to me it's no loss. And this also happened, literally this announcement happened at the same time that Normani was announced as the first brand ambassador for Savage Fenty.
Smart.
Right. Super smart. Like, she's attractive, obviously a person of color. Like, she is growing and becoming more of a figure. So, yeah, I mean,
Rihanna's got something.
it was literally like the same timing. And I'm like, oh,
I think whoever
that is savage. But
whoever is like behind.
come on, that was good.
Whoever's behind Rihanna and her team and like everything, like they know what they're doing. They see a hole and they're trying to fill it, and it's like it's working out. And I like it. Like,
that's why I'm like, okay, as much as everybody misses her music and like gets on her for that, and I understand, yeah, she makes good music, woo. But I'm over here like, do what you're gonna do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're succeeding at it, and you seem to be not only really happy in what you're doing for people, but you are actually making a difference. You're not just another brand, because that's the thing is like, okay, with cosmetics, for example, it's just another cosmetic line at this point when it's like a lot of celebrities slap their name on it. But she like actually made a difference. She is the reason multiple brands have come out with more foundation shades after she launched. Literally the reason, which is sad in itself, but it's like she forced people to up their game, and she's doing the same thing in the lingerie business. Lingerie. I thought I said that.
I said lingerie.
Oh. Lingerie.
And to go
fun.
along with that, to slightly switch topics there, you have like Kylie Jenner selling her like stake in her beauty brand. You're gonna have to lead me on this one a little bit. I mean, she sold like $600 million to Coty.
I don't know too much about it, but so Coty is a big makeup brand, and I'm totally at a loss of. There's like a couple huge brands they own, and now
CoverGirl.
Is it CoverGirl and something else?
I don't know about anything else.
But they're a huge entity in the makeup world, and so it doesn't surprise me that they.
I thought that was interesting. So Kylie's sitting there having a conversation with these board members, whoever they are, and they're like, if you give us, I think it's like 51% of the company, something like that, and she has like the remaining. It's like, if you give us major like percentage of the company, we can make you go global. Huh.
That's what they said?
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. They said this is going to allow her brand to expand globally so she can focus on creating new products. And I'm like, huh.
Interesting. Why hasn't she been able to yet? That's interesting.
Or was she waiting for it to pop in the U.S. like it is?
Maybe.
And then like oh man,
it's all all I know is it's all strategic. And Kris Jenner, momager, like knows what she's doing. Because you know what I heard? I think her percentage is like 10% for being the manager. Do you realize that means out of this deal she gets $60 million?
Did you just say momager?
Momager, yeah. Because she's the mom. But she's the manager. That's literally what. Wow, he's shooketh over here. He's never heard this term?
What the fuck?
Dude, people have been saying this for years.
I don't care about the Kardashians that much to know about what people have been saying.
But even not with her, it's a thing.
Momager.
Yes.
So what do you call yourself when you're handling Missy's Instagram? A dog momager?
I mean, if it pops off, sure, and I'm over here making money off it.
A pop momager?
But
what?
No, like this is a real thing. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so if her percent is 10%, she got $60 million off that deal.
Not like she needs the money.
Well, yeah, I know. But so it's like, wow, this is interesting because not only does she still have a significant stake in the company, and it can go global, and she can now make massive amounts of money more, but she made a massive amount of money just doing this. Like, it's kind of mind-blowing. And this is where, like I told you yesterday or whatever day it was, you know, when people become billionaires, there's literally no one in this world who needs that much money. At that point, you know, it's just greed and it's just kind of excessive.
Well, I'm not sure if it's greed. I just think I feel like a lot of times when it comes to like people that hit, multimillionaires and billionaires, I just really think it's their hustle and everything. And I'm sure if you look into what Kylie does, I'm sure she gives some of it away in some form or fashion.
1%.
But it's better than nothing.
I'm just saying, I feel like it's interesting.
Because it's like, I get it. I get where you're coming from. But I also feel like, I don't think people are just hustling for money. I think people are hustling for when they die, what's going to be the thing that they leave? That's why I feel like people that have that much wealth, they're not hustling for money. Because once you hit multi-millions, dog, what's really needed?
Yeah.
I just think, she's just trying to, again, it's cementing your legacy to be like, yo, I'm killing it. I'm going to continue killing it. And then, like, also, I get it when people have, or they want to create generational wealth. So it's like, my kids will be set, their kids will be set. And it's like, at least I know if I pass away anytime soon or in the far future, whatever, like, they're set. They can do whatever they want because of all the success that I've had. So I don't think,
That's a tough one, though, because I want my kids to learn how to work. I don't want them to just be like, ooh, I got, $100 million set up for me when I'm 18.
It's tough, because Warren Buffett he does the same thing where he's like, I'm not giving my kids anything when I die. I'm pretty sure he said that.
I mean, I don't know about anything. See, I wouldn't go that far, especially if it's when I die and our kids are like 40. I'm not going to say like, no, like you don't get a dime, but it's the idea that, for example, okay, people like Beyonce and all that, if their kids are, like 7 or something, and it's like, I don't want the kid to grow up and understand, ooh, because they created generational wealth, I have this amount of money sitting there for when I turn 18. And when I turn 18, I take it and I run, and I got to do nothing for the rest of my life. I don't want my kid with that mindset.
I don't see that happening because, like, for example, the best example I can give you right now is, like, Michael Jackson's kids. I'm not sure about what Paris Jackson is doing, but, like, I think Bubbles is his name. It's weird. I think his name's Bubbles, right?
I don't know.
I
have
but, like,
no idea.
he has, like, his own,
Bubbles.
like, rock band with him and his friends and everything, and it's like, okay, I mean, that's a form of working. You're kind of building something for yourself.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So I mean, I get where you're coming from because, like, I do feel like jobs kind of build character, and you take that and you like
learn.
You take that and go to like your next career.
You learn what you like and don't like. You learn how to talk to people and deal with situations. It's a whole thing. Like, sure, I've had a million different part-time jobs over my life, and it's just been kind of bouncing around. But it's been for a reason.
Yeah. I can't. It's
and
one of those
you know
things.
what? Physical labor. I'm not saying you have to like be out in the sun 12 hours a day doing something like that. But I think everybody in their life at some point should have to do some form of physical labor. Because I'll tell you something. Those jobs really showed me what I had in me.
And then you improve and all that stuff. Yeah. I agree.
Because it's like, just remember, like, you're not too good enough for, X, Y, and Z, that kind of thing.
I agree. I'm with it. I'm rocking. I'm rolling.
So.
Also, speaking of physical labor, this is a different type of physical labor. Nah.
What?
Okay. So, I just want to talk about this for a moment. So, Pornhub, they supposedly offered they supposedly offered T.I.'s daughter $1 million if she loses her virginity on camera. Then Pornhub's vice president came out and he's like, "Nope, we did not make that offer. It wasn't us. Whatever." But
that's ridiculous. Why would they want to start that? No,
Doug. No,
you want to get sued for what is it? What is it when they like lie about your character or something like that? Like
defamation?
Yes.
But they don't want it. They're just making her offer.
I know, but I feel like if they really did make that and they were coming at her, like T.I. would try and sue them or something.
Expeditiously.
Exactly.
I want that.
That
fast.
was perfect.
I just thought it was funny when as soon as I saw that. I think this happened after we recorded the podcast, and I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
But like, it's interesting because Morpheus, the guy from Lawrence Fishburne. There we go. I'm like, couldn't think. Do you not know him
From what?
Goddamn, Matrix. He was a black
Yeah.
guy Matrix. So his daughter, like, she went into porn, and like he pretty much like on the low just shunned his daughter away. Like, nope, don't know her.
Oh boy.
And it's like, I can't blame the guy, because it's like, you made such an image for yourself, and then like, here's a situation where your kid is like doing something that's pretty raunchy and it's tied to your name.
I mean, this is a tricky topic though, because I'm also not in the mindset of shaming sex workers.
I'm not in that mindset, but I'm saying it's okay. Let me put this in perspective for you. Let's say you're killing it with your business. You kill it in the local area, state, whatever that you're in, and then you have a kid, and this kid becomes well known for being like a popular drug dealer in the state as well.
I mean, that's worse.
Oh my God, sex workers, doesn't matter.
No, think about it. A drug dealer is worse because you're actually like, you could be killing people out here dealing your drugs, and no, like that's so much worse.
Okay, at the end of the day, they're notorious for something that isn't good. Okay, whatever
right,
you want to.
So you're shaming because you're affiliating porn with that.
Okay, for stealing things from people. Is that better from you?
Yes, that's bad. That's actually bad.
Okay, so they steal things they're notorious for stealing and getting away with it.
Okay.
And they know it's your kid. They just can never catch them in the act.
Great.
Okay, so that makes you look bad, which then hurts your business, because they're like, why do I want to do business with this person when you clearly have a freaking person I do not agree with?
I'm like picturing him in the glasses in the Matrix and being like, who's that? What are you talking about?
My daughter. That's not her. I don't have a daughter.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never had such a thing.
So, and also, one thing we're going to watch, I think it may come out this Monday. So, T.I. is going to be on Red Table Talk.
Oh.
So.
Was that like, did that get set up after the whole thing happened?
I think so, because
Probably.
he didn't drop, I was watching this, because he didn't put out an episode for his podcast until this past Friday. Like, since November 5th. So he's been like, and he was like putting out episodes continuously. So I'm like, why don't you just chill for like a good week and a half or something like that?
Let it blow over.
But clearly he's going there for a reason.
Yeah.
So something's going to be like talked about this between the three.
And those are the three badass women. They going to bring it up.
Of course, when we're not recording after the fact of this airing, but we're probably going to talk about this come next week's episode.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious to know what he's going to say. If he's gonna like backtrack it, and what I meant to say
if he's gonna try. You sound like if he tries to defend it though, like those women are not gonna have it. Because you see how Jada is with Willow and how it's very like, you're smart, just be smart, do your thing, girl, be you. Like,
well, because I wonder, is Will gonna sit there and like FaceTime from the Bad Boys 3 set, like, hey, T.I., I didn't agree with you on that. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. That'll be interesting.
So it's going to be an interesting episode, so I want to check that out when it does drop. But, man, I just thought that was a wild story from Pornhub. I loosely want to talk about this YouTube restricting kids' content, because I don't know too much about it, but from my understanding is YouTube is like, if you're making content for kids, you have to label it as such. And
isn't it that they can't make money?
Yeah, see, that's what it seems like. They're not gonna be like they're not gonna put ads on that content. I believe is how it's going to be. I know loosely on it, and like content creators are like mad, of course, because people are living off YouTube.
I mean, so here's the thing. Because you have kids now doing toy reviews and becoming millionaires from them. And it is one of those fine lines because, if you were to have a normal job, there's child labor laws and you're not allowed to work until you're 16, or is it 15 in some states? I don't know. But like, there's limits of like, you can't work until you're a certain age, and then even then you can't work past a certain time, or you can't, so many hours or whatever it is. And it's like, they're in place for a reason, and so it's one of those weird fine lines that, you're not really at a job, and there's no way to control it, but that should a 5-year-old be making money off of this platform?
I'm not sure if is that the reason that there would be like doing that. I'm not. So that's why like,
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know
maybe that's one of them. I don't know, because you think about it and you're like, it's kind of like, for example, okay, you know how like we were growing up and we always check the box. Yeah, I'm 18. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I go into this site. It's fine. It's the same thing like with Facebook, how you were supposed to be, I think it was 13 and up or something, but then you would lie and you would be younger, and I think it's one of those that maybe they're trying to enforce that there's limits, that, like I said, a 5-year-old or something maybe should not be like monetizing this and making money off of it. I don't know.
Because like the one I saw was like a vlog channel was talking about how like they're going to be hurt from this. And of course, it's a family vlog channel. We had an episode going all over like that whole stuff.
That's a trickier one. I more so mean when it's like an actual kid, because also, didn't we see something like a couple months ago, and it was even saying how like the problem is too, you don't know how the parents are behind the scenes, and that maybe they're working this kid too much and they're orchestrating and they're stressing them out and they're not prioritizing their childhood. And that's where there's laws even for child acting, and there's laws about how long they can be on set and how all that stuff, how stressed they can get, but not with this. There's no regulation. So I feel like, again, I think maybe some of these, I want to say, because YouTube gets a lot of flack and they do a lot of things wrong, but I have my fingers crossed that maybe there's a good reason behind it, that it's actually like for kids, like well-being.
Oh, man.
I don't know. It could be completely wrong. But yeah, I mean, there's limits when it comes to kids, and just, it's kind of gotten out of control. And so I think they're trying to,
yeah, so here's essentially, I'm reading this from MSN.com that they posted this past week, saying, as of Tuesday afternoon, YouTube is requiring creators to label any videos of theirs that may appeal to children if they say a video is directed at kids. Data collection will be blocked for all viewers, resulting in lower ad revenue and loss of some of the platform's most popular features, including comments and end screens. It's a major change in how YouTube works and has left some creators clueless as to whether they are subject to the new rules.
Interesting. So it's almost like now it'll no longer be about how can this grow. It's more so if I'm going to plot my kid on their iPad and they're going to watch this, because now there's no comments, which means no engagement, which means that there's no real algorithm to get this video out there as much. So I feel like maybe it's now it's almost like well, don't they have YouTube Kids, like the platform for shows and stuff? It's almost,
that's bad.
I know, but it's almost becoming more of like a just my child's gonna watch this kind of thing, instead of like comments and money and all that.
This also is stemming because Google confirmed that the new system was the result of a landmark $170 million settlement that was reached with the Federal Trade Commission in September.
So what does that mean?
That's the reason why they're pushing this. It's because they had to pay a huge fine and settle.
For what?
For this whole thing with kids.
Right. So what is it?
Which forbids collecting data from children under the age of 13 without explicit consent from their parents. Uh-huh. In this case, the ruling means YouTube can't employ its powerful ad targeting system on anyone who might be under the age of 13, a dire problem for the platform with so many young users.
There you go. Because they got in trouble now because this is a thing. And
YouTube is,
there's only so much you can do with kids, and so you can get in trouble a lot
YouTube
easier.
Thrives off of kids watching it. Like my little brother lives off YouTube and watching these little
because that's what kids do nowadays. They're glued to it. Just like we watch TV, they watch YouTube and Netflix.
What's sucky, because I feel for the creators, but for you not having some type of other income outside of YouTube, it's not YouTube's fault, and I don't mean to sound rude to anyone that's listening that is getting money through YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like YouTube was never made necessarily for people to make money. They're like,
I mean, originally it wasn't.
but here's what I'm saying. YouTube's all about making money for themselves. So
Right.
they're doing ads to be like, hey,
Right.
we're going to make money off the content you put out, and we'll give the guys a little bit of that money.
Right.
Like, that's what I feel like. Like,
And
YouTube's making the bigger pot of this, and they're giving everyone else a little bit.
And I think the people who make the most money off YouTube, it's also strategic because they make the most off you. So they're going to keep you happy enough that you're going to keep making content. There's a strategy, you know it. There's a strategy. So
I'm waiting for the next video platform outside of YouTube. Because I was hoping, like, way back when we were kids, like, I think it was Daily Motion. It was like Daily Motion or Vimeo.
I remember
Maybe
Vimeo.
One of the two, where they were like similar. And then Vimeo went and like changed like years ago to like something we get to pay for, and it's more like professional use. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, man, it's tough because video streaming costs a lot of money, and no one really has that money except for Google and like Amazon
Right.
or like major companies because of how much it costs to host all that data.
I don't know. It's weird. YouTube's been around a while now. If you think of the time span when it comes to social media platforms and when they're kind of at their peak and then another one comes in and starts, like when you look at like MySpace to Facebook and stuff, YouTube's kind of lasted really well as its entity, as like the video platform. And so, yeah, it's kind of like, we all know it's not going to be forever, but it's almost like they kind of, even if people don't like what they're doing, they still kind of end up lasting the test of time.
Well, it's because, like I said, it's just based on being able to host that content. That's why Vimeo moved to it being where people have to pay to use their service, because to host that much video,
Yeah.
where YouTube's not charging you to post, is wild. Like, I'm not sure what the statistics are. I'm sure you can look it up, but like they get millions of videos uploaded, I think, per minute probably, and it's a lot to be able to like host all that being uploaded. We upload freaking like more than an hour long video, every week to YouTube, and it just chills there, and they don't delete it after a certain time, and that's a lot. I don't know. I feel for the people that are content creators that are struggling in that situation. It just shows that you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. That's kind of been unreliable, because I feel like YouTube couldn't always be trusted.
Yeah. And they keep changing things. Like I said, like they keep pissing people off. Somehow, like people still come back, but yeah.
And dog, we gotta talk about it.
What?
We gotta talk about the Tesla truck.
Are we just gonna ignore my other topic?
Well, what's your other topic? I don't know what that is. You have
Because
Jeffrey
it's actually kind of a
Freebar.
good segue now that we were talking about YouTube.
We'll talk about this Jeffrey Freebar.
Fiber drama.
And then Tesla.
And then fine.
Yes.
Okay. So, very interesting. So a few days ago, like honestly not that long ago.
Give me the tea.
Someone posted a video of one of the Shane Dawson palettes. Oh yeah, we still haven't watched the thing. I just realized that.
No, we
anyways, we haven't watched the finale, or else we would talk about it. But anyways, someone posted one of their palettes, and they pulled with their tweezers out from one of the eyeshadows like a fiber. And everyone went crazy because we're all thinking of the Jaclyn Hill drama from earlier this year. And I knew from the jump that this would not be handled the same as what Jaclyn did. And he's huge. He like knows what he's doing. So So basically what ended up happening, that was only like a few days ago, I feel like. It was recent, okay? So it did not take that long. And he got on it. People even are still, he did all this stuff. He posted all this stuff yesterday. Today is Saturday. So he posted all this on a Friday. People were still on him that it took him like a few days and that he should have been saying something on Twitter and addressing it and all this stuff. And I'm like, no. After you see like the stuff he posted, I'm like, that's it. Like he just did everything that he could possibly do. Mm-hmm. So Yeah, he said, "Hey everyone, it's come to our attention that a few dozen people out of 1.1 million pallets produced have a few ribbon fibers embedded in their products. The lab has done a full investigation. We found the issue. I pride myself on quality and fully apologize for this error." Which, first of all, a few dozen out of 1.1 million is better than the entire freaking batch.
Man, he said that number for a reason. He's like,
Yes.
just to give you guys perspective.
So basically, there's this whole like formal letter, like that he attached to it, and it's about the pressing ribbon fibers found in pressed powder. And basically, it's saying like we found the source. It's from the cut ribbon sheets that are pressed into the product. They're implementing multiple controls, including conduct an awareness meeting with all employees regarding the seriousness of this issue, eliminate the use of scissor cut ribbon for all pressed powders, add black light to our inspection protocol to see fibers not visible with the naked eye, discuss with our Italian ribbon sources if they can seal the edges of their ribbon. And then they go into kind of explaining why the ribbon is used and what it's made of and like all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So like I said, you guys know I'm big into stocks. This reminds you of like a press release the company will put out. It is smart because you're giving details to your
like I
customers
said.
And everything.
It only took a few days.
That's smart.
Okay. So it didn't even take that long. So he got right on it. And this is super professional. Whatever anybody wants to say about him, like this is why when he does things right, I'll say it because this is so. This is
that's
it.
how it should be done. I shouldn't.
And this is a legit letter. Like you can see the freaking thing at the bottom. Like this is legit.
Yeah.
And then but that's not even all he did. Then he posts on Twitter, "Here's a clip from the lab of how we press the eyeshadows. Moving forward, my manufacturer will make sure this never happens again and have put in place several precautions and steps to avoid the ribbon issue. You all know how serious I take my company. Thanks for listening." And it basically just shows, excuse me, like literally how they're being pressed. And so that we now, in addition to knowing that he takes it seriously, we now see visually what is the process and why could this have happened. So that you see it wasn't something gross or unhygienic or unprofessional. You literally
That's how
see.
it should be.
Yep. So there's that. And lastly, he said, "Anyone that has any product issues with any JSC product, my customer service team is available Monday to Friday. Pallets that were effective, we have sent out new ones and also given a full refund because that does not reflect how my brand should be represented." Mic drop. I'm sorry, sir. What? You gave out refunds and new product within a few days? Oh, but who still hasn't gotten their refunds after like 6 months?
And it's probably just going to pocket that money and hope everyone forgets.
Like, I am just saying, that is on the heels of this year, the Jacqueline drama. How that was handled was A1. Like, wow. I was impressed.
Because that's how it should be.
That's how you uphold your image. That's how he's not hiding from it. You're taking accountability. You're saying, yes, this happened, but this is what we're going to do in the future. And that is CEO behavior.
That's what happens when you own a company. Like, he doesn't have. It's a private company, of course, so he doesn't have shareholders. But like in a sense, his customers are his shareholders. Like you guys are buying the product, so like I want to know what's happening, all this stuff. Like give me a press release, show me video, give me all that stuff, so I continue to have that trust and that like see that value in doing business with you in the future, pretty much.
Also, what I will say, because he is known that, yes, he has sometimes been problematic where he'll come at people in the past. And I think that's also something he has grown from, because he didn't come at the person via Twitter and be like, this can't be right or this can't be real. Like, it was probably only you or like you, whatever. Like, he has been known for doing that kind of stuff. And so I will say that I see that now that also is different, that he went under the radar for a couple days to investigate, and then he came back with like full equipped material. So like I'd say kudos, because that's all you could do. All you could do is own up to it, fix it for the future, fix it for the ones that were affected, and move on. You don't hide from it, and you don't pretend it didn't happen, and just move on. Like that is, and yeah, he has a point too. Like I said, that it was not a lot. It wasn't like a whole batch problem, so that it was neglectful.
Yeah.
So kudos.
I'm with it.
I was really impressed.
Should be run. And like, I'm not sure how far Jeffrey wants to take this and everything, but like, yeah, that's how you handle a business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In other news of business owners making moves,
Now we can talk about it.
I just wanted to talk about this. I've been running like ever since the event happened.
Guys, he won't shut up. My ears are bleeding.
Yeah, I've talked
about
about
Tesla. Like we're driving home from the grocery store and he's just going. I just feel like that mom who has like the kid in the back who just keeps repeating the same thing over and over. And I'm just like, all right, soon I'll be home. Oh, good, I got a shower. I get a few minutes to myself. Like, dang, like he has been nonstop.
So for those that aren't a part of the whole Tesla world, like I am, Tesla announced their CyberTruck. Now I get it. The truck does not look like your normal truck.
It's ugly as
I have
hell.
a strong feeling that companies are gonna follow suit once this truck comes out. Just like the
So
iPhone,
bad.
but just like the iPhone has a notch. I'm currently recording on it, but the iPhone has a notch on it, and everyone's like, "This looks disgusting," and people were making memes on it and all that stuff. But then companies still followed and put a notch on their phone. Like, again, when you're the market leader and people gravitate to your product more than theirs, they're like, "Oh, we should start doing something different because clearly that's what people want."
And I get that.
And so I say this because before the presentation, I believe Elon was showing like a slideshow of like how trucks have been pretty much the whole life of trucks. And it's like they've all been the same. Like they've all been the same thing where it's like, I don't even know what you can call it, that box in the front, and then it has like a little
The bed in the back.
yeah, there we go. I couldn't find the right word, but the bed in the bed, bed in the back.
The bed in the bed.
And like it's all been the same throughout history,
Yeah.
and it's like here goes something where it's like it's super helpful. Like, man, imagine this. My friend's joking on me, but like imagine this. If you're someone that works construction or whatever, this truck is already super durable, can take hits to the glass, can take hits to the body of the vehicle, and on top of it,
Can it?
shut up. And on top of it, you have autopilot being standard.
Yeah.
So you come from a long work day, you don't have to go and fuel up and get gas. You literally put on an autopilot, or if you pay for full self-driving, if you plan on getting this car, turn on that, and you're just going. Like it brings you home after a crazy long work day, and you just plug your car in and it charges and you're off. Like, and the price is cheaper than what the competition has put out there. Like, I know you're not familiar with it, but Rivian, another company that's backed by Ford and Amazon, they haven't come out yet with their car, but they announced it, and it's supposedly coming like sometime this year. And like everyone's happy for them because it's not Tesla. Like there's such like a media hate, but you haven't come out with an actual product to know if it's like true. Because the issue with all these cars, and that's why so many companies haven't done it yet, is because of the battery. The batteries cost a lot. And one thing with Tesla, they're not just a car company. Like, I feel like they're a software company first, similar to Apple.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like Samsung and how they did like headphones and DVD players and stuff like that. And then they were like, we're going to do washing machines. You know, that's what that reminds me of when you said that, is how like first they're like you have like your certain kind of main
Samsung would be a technology
priority.
company.
Exactly. That's
like,
what I'm saying. And it's kind of funny because yeah, like even like professionals, like who I was having this conversation with someone who had to replace their fridge sometime soon. And one of the people coming out to fix it, he's basically saying like he would never recommend one of those like $4,000 fancy like Samsung fridges, the ones that have like the technology on it and all that stuff, because they just don't last. They're not the durability like a Frigidaire or a Whirlpool.
One of the ones that,
like ones are established in that.
Exactly. And it's similar to like I like to make the point of like Android, and where it's like Android's cool. I'm not knocking it, but when you look at the software, yes, Apple has its bugs, has its issues, all that stuff, but when I pick up my phone every time, I know that my phone's going to work and it's not going to crash. And from time to time, I see posts from my friends on Facebook that aren't tech people, and they're like, oh, my phone keeps doing this. And I know they don't have an iPhone, so I know it's an Android phone.
That's true.
I don't see anyone with an iPhone being like, man, my phone keeps acting up. Like, I don't see this.
That's true. And if your iPhone acts up, I feel like a lot of the time it's like really old and you need to replace it or something.
But the good thing is with Apple doing that like update, whenever that was, about like, hey, this is gonna make your phone faster. Like, my mom still rocks an iPhone 7 and it's like cool with it. Like, it still does everything. I use it and I'm like, I don't feel it slow. I don't feel like it's lagging behind.
Right.
Like,
plus, people like her also are not like hardcore, so that helps.
But I feel like you would know the difference because I had like, those old school iPod touches and like, after a while those things start slow and lagging.
Oh, I had the first iPad. Oh, that thing was like a dinosaur.
Even the iPad I'm using now, like it's slow and lagging. Like I need a new one.
But like literally, that first iPad was terrible after a few years. Like it was just.
I say that to say, Tesla's the market leader. They're a software company first, and then it comes to hardware. I'm getting heavy into stocks, and one of my investments is Tesla because I see the future with it. Also with solar, because I feel like when we move into our next place, like I for sure want to get like a power wall just for the backup of if we ever lose power for whatever occasion, we have something to rely on, like just different things. And I feel like people are doubting it because it's like, oh, it's some new company coming out of nowhere.
You know, it's funny. That kind of reminds me. The other day, who was here? I had one of my friends here for a lash service, and I had to turn the lights on because it was getting dark because I use like a specific light for the service, and then when you turn that off it would be like dark. So I turned the light on and I used my phone, and she's like, oh, how'd you do that? And I told her like it was the Philips Hue light, and she's like, oh, I've heard of those. And I always tell them how like, oh yeah, he's like the techie and he loves like all the different stuff. We have that and the Nest and all that. And she's like, oh, okay.
Wait until the next place.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh my gosh, we've barely scratched the surface. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like my garage door is gonna be able to be unlocked and locked with your phone. Like I plan on
your garage door.
Yeah. Like locked and unlocked. I mean, like up and down. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. I was like, why? Yeah, I was confused. And the only other thing I have to say to this, because you were mentioning like Ford and how they're biased and they don't like Tesla and all that stuff. I feel like it's because similar to what we were talking about a couple days ago, how some people defend what they know because that's all they know and they're comfortable with it, and that's what they've been like told is right. I
hate that so much.
I feel like because Ford has been around and it's established itself as like a car company, they're gonna be like, oh, this is a car company. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's part of what plays into
Tesla's
it.
way more American than Ford.
Excuse me.
That's my issue.
And if there's any people who try to come in and like it's like this in every field. If there's people that try to come in and shake it up a bit, they're always gonna get
because they're gonna take your lunch money. I get it.
So it's
like Ford, they announced their like little SUV literally looks like the Model Y, like down to the superchargers. You know what Tesla superchargers are, like they're red, they have a little Tesla logo. Ford did the same thing, but guess what? It's blue and has Ford where Tesla would be. And the next thing is, so Teslas are Teslas, they're superchargers.
But with Fords, you could just use the regular EV chargers, right? Because it's a regular car.
But they're not out there like that. But here's the next thing. Ford, they plan on putting them out there, but here's the thing with Ford. They're not going to be superchargers like Tesla has, where like, 45 minutes or less.
It's faster, yeah.
There are just standard chargers that like I would put in my garage where it's going to charge my car in like 3-4 hours fully.
But I have to pay for that?
I mean, what do you mean?
Because don't you like pay for Tesla's chargers?
The charge, yeah. The electricity, yeah.
So am I doing that with Ford?
Yeah. You're paying for any electricity. But I'm saying it's just longer. Like Teslas are actually superchargers. Ford is just putting out level 2 chargers is what it's called. And to get a full charge is going to take 3-4 hours. Man,
I ain't sitting somewhere for 3-4 hours.
Like
if I'm on a road trip, if I'm trying to drive for like 12 hours to get somewhere,
and people don't understand why I'm so
I'll stop for lunch, but
that's people don't understand why I'm so gung ho for Tesla, because they're like literally probably like 2-3 years ahead of everyone else that's just playing catch up right now. And like come February, March, they're gonna announce like their battery technology, where it's like we're hoping to hear like that 1,000,000-mile battery, which is wild because you could have a Tesla that's gonna last probably before you, like after you're dead. Like
after you're dead,
like that's
I'll
just
take
wild,
it easy
though.
when I'm dead.
That's wild. So it's just that's why I'm gun ho, and I'm like I'm so down for this truck because if this truck comes out like how it looks, how the prototype looks in production, man, if anyone wants to hit me, I'll be so safe. I'll feel a little bump like boop, like oh what happened?
Like oh what'd I go over?
Like that's why I want it.
And then you see traffic stop behind you, and you're like, oh. Okay.
Like
that's dangerous though, because then you're still technically supposed to like stop.
It's game changing. So I don't know. It's not coming to like 2021, 22, but by then I know I won't have a Tesla, and at least I can dream and be like, maybe soon. Yeah.
When eternity later.
I just want to share my thoughts on that, and which I'm fine with because
SpongeBob quotes.
I'm fine with that because I guarantee by like 2025 you're going to see a lot more electric vehicles and the infrastructure built out more and just everything being a lot better for no matter what car you get, just like whatever phone you get.
Well, yeah,
it still works out. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts out there. Thank you for listening. That was great. Shake my hands. Shake my hand.
What?
Yeah. No. Let me give some context for the people. Every time I talk about Tesla, she's like, oh, okay.
But I feel like you had more substance to talk about this time. Whenever you talk about it, you just want to talk about Tesla. So like you come in and you talk for 2 more minutes or 5 more minutes about like something broad and something that I've heard before. And then you do it an hour later again. And I'm just like, okay, I know you're excited. Like I said, it's like a mom and a kid. Like, okay, I get it. Like that's what it is. So this I feel like was more concise and meaty. So good job.
Yeah, because Tesla makes me meaty.
Ew. That's weird. But wouldn't they not have an exhaust? Because they wouldn't need one.
That's fine. I'll find some hole there.
Oh my god.
Place it in.
Okay, babe. You do that.
Don't worry.
The hole where the ball went through the window.
Shut up, yo.
That's the part he left out because everyone else is talking about
That's the stupidest thing. Because the news isn't talking about anything else except for that.
Well, yeah,
stupid
that's
thing.
not fair. That's what stinks. I'm like, now they talk about it. Yeah.
All right. So on to our last topic of the day here, guys. As always, we gotta end on a relationship advice topic, right? So this one is interesting. So this one is about a guy that is currently going through an issue where his wife insults him in real life, and then it spills over to social media. So he goes on to say, I'm wondering how common this is, or if I'm making too much out of nothing. My wife has started making digs at me, especially now that I've started to lose some hair in the front. Apparently, this is some kind of joke to her, as I lose sleep posting about male pattern baldness. Help on other... male pattern baldness help on other forms, and silently freaks out about my hair. Okay, that's so weird.
No, it's not. Don't shame him, babe.
I feel like the way it's worded is so weird.
No, it's not. You're just reading it weird.
She's also telling me I've put on weight. I'm pudgy. I have a bare belly. And he puts in parentheses, I drink maybe once a month.
Oh.
My jeans are too tight now. Oh my god. Etc. Which, yes, a few months ago, I had abs. They're hibernating. It's winter. Honestly, I don't care about that. But why does she? Yo, why are you being rude?
I just love they're hibernating. It's winter.
Why are you being rude? Like...
I get it. You're trying to make yourself feel better. It's cute. Like, it's fine.
Why are you being rude?
Because that was just really funny how he said that.
I don't blame him. Mine have been hibernating for a decade now. God damn, yo.
Oh man, so mine. I've never had abs. Okay, at least see that's the thing. I can admit it. Okay, I've never had abs. Okay, I've always had a little something. Like, I'm not here to pretend I haven't.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Right. So he goes on to say, yesterday I made the mistake of posting to Instagram some sort of throwback pic from a few months back.
Oh, no.
Yes, I know it's kind of a lame concept. No, it's not, dog. Fly your old self. It's all good. He goes on to say, maybe I brought this on myself, but imagine my surprise when I see my wife has left a dry, emoji-less comment that says, oh, that was back when you were in shape. For friends and family and the whole world to see. Am I overreacting?
Okay, first of all, I just want to verify with you. When you said, no, it's not, go ahead, flaunt yourself, you would say the same about a woman, right? If she was flaunting her body too?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, cool. Just want to be clear.
I don't care. You show whatever you want.
Cool, man. Cool. Just want to be clear on that. That we're good.
Girl, if you want me to take the pictures in your bikini or whatever you're wearing, I got you.
I can't right now because, see, I've been hibernating for like years. So mine isn't just winter. Mine's all year, baby. I got that. I got that warm.
It's all good. I like polar bears.
Okay. We're just gonna not talk about that until we get off the podcast.
Okay. I always wanted a polar bear.
Then he's gonna get it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, this polar bear would crush you.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, so that sucks.
And to give you an idea, he's 30 and she's 38.
Oh, that's annoying because she's probably looking at it as I'm older. I'm not letting myself go. My hair isn't graying. My whatever her thing is. That's annoying. I mean, the hairline thing, by the way, like, kudos to you. I mean, I have found online forums for help with personal stuff that, you can't get help elsewhere or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, and they're amazing because that's exactly what they're for, is a community of people who feel alone or need help or something. So I'm totally for that. I don't think that's a problem.
Of course.
And it's like, yeah, and the whole hair thing, we all got issues with it. I'm waiting, like, I'm going to start going gray within the next few years. I just know it. Because first of all, my stressful lifestyle does not help at all. But my mom went gray by like 30 or something like that. And my sister is already, I see it, like, and so it's just, yeah, like, so that's something a lot of us have to embrace, and then you just kind of deal with it. And it's one of those things, like with guys, it's usually, yeah, it's like the receding hairline versus some grays, I guess. But yeah. And, it's one of those things that's so annoying because if you marry someone, you're intending to be with them throughout their life. When you're marrying someone, you're preparing for, you're still going to love them through, it could be weight gain, weight loss, it can be aging, so that means gray hair, losing hair, eyesight problems, whatever is going to happen in that lifetime. You're vowing to be there and to still love them for who they are, and that the looks isn't just what you're in it for. So like that's really unfortunate that she's making you feel so bad about it, because I know that like you and I, we tease each other about it.
Man, I don't.
And
I stay away from that because I learned not to joke about women and her weight.
I know, but you've done the whole like tummy pat thing and stuff,
but not
to
for
me.
A weight thing.
Yeah, but that's
No.
No,
I don't do that for a weight reason.
Well, that's what it feels like.
Oh, well, stop doing that if you feel offended. Because I stay away from that because like I wouldn't like you to do that to me, even though you do it.
Well, there went my theory then. I was gonna say you and I tease, but we know that it's teasing.
Oh, I get that. It's
I'm
teasing.
not over here like
I get that it's teasing, but like I don't like doing that to someone else because I don't want to like put some insecurity in that person's mind, so I stay away from that.
Right. So it's like I feel like with a couple in general, then I'll say I feel like teasing is one thing, but then if you're literally like
to post it on social media.
There's two layers. Yes, I think in real life, like at all, if you're putting someone down for it, that sucks in itself. And then yeah, it's like if you're putting it out there, dang.
You know how
that's
if I posted a picture of like us 5 years ago or something, or 4 years ago, and like we're sitting there and whatever.
I was so skinny then.
And then the post has nothing to do with like my weight or anything. It's just a happy moment. Like, hey, remember this day? It was a dope day, whatever. And then you go and comment saying, oh, let's put when you looked a lot better.
Right. Like, wow, you let yourself go. Like,
And
wow.
it's like, and let's say I'm busy
in front of everybody?
But yeah, it's like I'm busy doing something and I may not be able to go and delete it, but nonetheless, you still shouldn't be posting. My wife shouldn't be sharing that online. Like,
I feel like something else going on with her.
Well, I feel like
and them.
If
you know
that
what
person,
I mean?
if she can continue to insult you and also put this on social media, she's been doing a lot more to you regardless.
That's worrisome. She's very comfortable with insulting you, which is
exactly
not great. Not
so
great.
Like, there's more to it, and like I would unravel that a bit more and like maybe seek therapy to like see what her insecurity is, because she has one to be attacking you,
right? And it's like a question of if this is more a her thing or a you guys thing, because I wouldn't know because I'm not there, but I'm wondering if there's either a lack of something in the relationship and that's why she's taking stuff out and she feels like maybe she's not getting enough attention or she's not getting enough, whatever the thing is, or is it a thing of she is this type of person that thinks it's okay to put someone down.
Or maybe she's been gaining weight, and she's like, "Shoot, I feel tubby, so I'm gonna make you feel
bad." Or it's
bad.
a reflection, and it's you deflect it onto someone else.
Yeah, I would have this conversation. If she's not willing to talk to you, I would find some way to get both you or her into therapy to like understand this more. Because something's happening, and it's like, I feel like that's how you start.
And it's not a problem. Like I said, we go through life. Literally nobody stays the same size their entire life anyway. Even if you're like a fit person, you still like change. So it's like, everyone has it. Everyone fluctuates up and down, heavier, lighter, whatever. It's life. Mm-hmm. As long as you're not going like so far gone that now you're gonna like have a heart attack or something, like, and you're not just like becoming super unhealthy and hurting yourself. And that could be either way. That could be too light or too heavy. But it's like, as long as you're not doing that and you're a detriment to your physical or mental health, then it's like, whatever. We all kind of, here's 10 pounds. All right, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to keep it off this time. But, the holidays are coming and we have that vacation. So I have to eat. Like, it's like, it happens. Me and you are like waiting because like we're going to come back like 5-10 pounds heavier from Jamaica.
Yeah, we did that last year.
We did it with Mexico. Like... And I mean, no regrets,
Yeah.
Like, come on, the movie with the tattoo.
I know. This is weird.
But like for real, because it's like, come on, you can't like go on vacation and be like, I'm still dieting. Like, no, not when it's all inclusive and there's a buffet like at all hours of the day.
Yeah, and it's like you work hard. Like, this is your moment to just chill and do whatever.
It's 1 week out of the entire year,
At the end of this, it definitely comes down to the communication with your wife, and if she's not gonna have it, then I would totally push for a therapist to work through this issue.
And that stinks because it's like you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
I love the hibernating though. I'm still thinking about that.
Well, I'm right there with them. I'm
picturing just like a little distended belly. Like it's not huge, but it's just like they're under there. They just got a blanket. They got a blanket for the winter.
It's winter. Come on now.
They gotta be warm.
I don't think his wife didn't get the memo that like this is what happens.
Keep the abs warm.
I'm like, Miss, does this happen to you too?
Like, I feel like it does. Miss is like, yeah, let's get it. No, but I feel like that is a real thing with winter anyway, because we all go through the holidays and we all want to live and enjoy it. So hey, we all eat too many cookies or whatever.
Oh man, that's going down for Thanksgiving. Oh, speaking of which, guys, man.
Oh, yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're not gonna see you guys because we don't have a Friday episode, but
yay.
Hopefully everyone has a great Thanksgiving.
Eat all the food, whatever it is you
for
eat.
sure, because we're gonna be doing that. We made vegan cornbread today. Oh, I made it. Let me say that.
Vegan gluten-free cornbread.
And that was like, it's really good.
It literally is like real, like just normal cornbread, guys.
Yeah.
Like, and it was easy, right?
Yeah, you literally just throw everything in and mix it, throw it in a pan. It's like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I may make some tomorrow. It's like, it was good.
Because we ate too much of
And we
it.
have like a whole bunch of cornmeal that we're not going to eat for anything else.
Right?
Like,
We never use... Yeah.
so.
Anywho's, wow, this was like a beefy episode.
Oh man, that's what I like to see. An hour and close to 30 minutes. This is what I like. This is the episodes I live
That's
for.
my type.
Now I'm gonna feel insecure now.
What? Why?
8 figures.
Oh.
I don't have money.
That's my type.
Yeah, with that being said, that's all I got, guys. Oh, I do want to say, so if you guys care at all, I started back up my personal YouTube channel.
He's so cute.
It's called Invest in Your Growth, and it's really just
Invest in your growth.
it's anything that helps me grow. I just want to share my thoughts on. So it's gonna be ranging from investment to mental health, anything that relates to growth. Really, like I'm just sharing my thoughts. Like, I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it for anything extreme. So it's like I plan on at least putting out a video a week. But it's just another avenue, like the podcast, to put myself out there more. And if you like it, hey, feel free to check it out, support. If not, that's fine too. I'm just putting out content for myself at this point, so rock with it if you want to.
He's so cute.
Cool.
Good job.
Okay. When are you gonna get back to your personal?
You know
YouTube?
what?
See, mine is easy because I'm sitting there giving my thoughts. I don't have to have products.
It's been a year or two, okay? Like, I've been growing. See, I'm growing. You talking about growth?
But you can easily make videos on, hey, this is how
Easily.
you grow. And
Yeah, well, maybe if I could find my tripod piece that you lost.
just prop up a camera like I'm doing. That's
I
all
want
I'm
to
doing.
use the camera.
Then buy it. Buy that piece.
Oh, just buy it.
Put it under home repairs.
He had to go and lose it when we started a podcast.
Put it under home repairs.
Well, no, it would be a business expense.
Oh, okay. Then do that. Do that also. Put that over there. I don't want it over on the side.
Put it over there.
All right, guys.
Put that thing where it came from.
We're going to wrap up this episode. I appreciate everyone for listening. If you made it this far, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. I hope to now get back to posting on social media because I was kind of like off it for the past 2 weeks. So now clips are going back up. Well, also because we didn't have the video version because
Well,
the episode was just wild and I had to like make a lot of edits.
Yeah.
So like this one is kind of just full through.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Pound it. Woo. All right. So on that note, guys, hold up real quick. Give me a quick second because I just forget this stuff. I feel like we got to make an outro. But nonetheless, guys, if you haven't already, please give us a rate and review. If you're listening to us on iTunes,
5 stars, 5 stars. Sorry, my back's hurting. I was trying to stretch it.
and if you want to give your thoughts on anything, have a question, anything like that, send us an email at PagingTheSimpsons@gmail.com. Link is in the description of this for you to do that. Or you can send us a voice message. We'll play it on the next episode on anchor.fm/PagingTheSimpsons. Yeah, let us know your thoughts. I'm totally down with listening to everyone's thoughts, opinions, views. Oh, man. I want more, like, engagement. That would be dope. With that being said, I am Shadell, host of Paging the Simpsons. I am joined by my lovely fiance,
Lauren.
and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Enjoy that turkey. Peace.